You always know how to make me laugh.
I'm glad I do. It suits you.
My name is Ethan, and after 8 years of marriage, I thought Clara and I were unshakable. People called us that couple, the one that laughed loudly, danced badly, and somehow made everything look effortless. I believed it too. Until that Friday night, we arrived at our friend Maya's party, buzzing with energy. Clara looked breathtaking in her soft blue dress, the kind of beauty that made the whole room pause. I caught her smiling at me from across the room, and a warm pride settled right beneath my ribs. But then Lucas arrived. One of Clara's old college friends, tall, confident, unfamiliar with the kind of charm that turns heads without even trying. I'd met him once before and didn't think much of it, but tonight, something about the way his eyes lit up when he saw her just didn't sit right with me. At first, I brushed it off. Parties are chaotic. People mingle. It was nothing to worry about. But then I noticed them leaning in a little too close, laughing in a way that didn't feel like old friends catching up. It felt intimate, like I was watching something that was meant to be private. I tried to swallow the jealousy forming in my chest. I told myself, relax, Ethan, trust her. Don't overthink it, and I almost did, until Lucas held out his hand, and Clara. She put hers in it. I froze, drink in my hand, halfway through pouring. The music shifted into a slow rhythm, the kind meant for couples, not old classmates. They moved together like they were used to it, like there was a rhythm they remembered that didn't include me at all. Clara laughed, a soft, warm laugh that I thought belonged only to me. Lucas leaned in to whisper something. Her fingers tightened around his shoulder. Something inside me cracked. I tried distracting myself near the food table, but every sideways glance stabbed deeper. My mind kept repeating, she's your wife. She loves you. She wouldn't cross the line, but what I saw, it felt like a line was already being crossed. When I heard her laugh again, loud, bright, unmistakably hers, I couldn't stay still anymore. I took a breath, squared my shoulders, and walked toward them. Not in anger, not with insecurity, just with the quiet certainty of a man reclaiming what mattered. When Clara noticed me, surprise flickered across her face. Not guilt, but something like, oh, right, he's here, Ethan. She said, still holding Lucas's hand, come dance with me? Lucas's smile faltered. Good. I stepped forward, my voice steady. Actually, I said, I think this is my dance. Then I gently removed Clara's hand from his. Her fingers hesitated for just a second, and that second hurt, but then she relaxed into my hold, as if remembering where she belonged. Lucas stepped back, placing a forced smile over the bruised edge of his surprise. The music kept playing. But now everything had changed. As soon as I pulled Clara a few steps away, the air around us shifted. It wasn't tense, it wasn't angry. It was just ours again. She looked up at me with a teasing smirk. You were really going to watch from across the room. I didn't want to make a scene, I said softly. But no one else gets this dance with you. Her expression softened. Embarrassment, relief, and something like gratitude flickered behind her eyes. For a brief second, it was just us again, the way we used to be. Then, of course, Lucas cleared his throat behind me. I didn't mean anything by it, he said lightly, though the tension in his voice betrayed him. I turned just enough to look at him, calm and measured. I know, I replied. But you should still step back. It wasn't a threat. It was a boundary. Clara watched me with an expression I hadn't seen in months' admiration. And then, without planning it, without any theatrics, I did something that made the entire room pause. I placed my hand on Clara's back, guiding her with a gentle but firm motion, and spun her smoothly. The movement slid her away from Lucas entirely, my body easily shifting into the space he no longer had any claim to. It wasn't aggressive, it wasn't showy. Just a quiet, confident statement. She's my wife. Lucas stepped back, awkward and exposed. His carefully curated confidence cracked at the edges. Clara laughed. This time the sound was soft, familiar. Mine. When the song ended, small claps echoed around us. People had noticed, not because of drama, but because something subtle had unfolded. A boundary had been drawn, not with anger, but with certainty. Clara leaned into me, her head resting on my shoulder. "You handled that better than I expected," she whispered. "I always will," I replied. Not a threat, a promise. The rest of the party passed in a soft, relieved blur. Clara stayed close, her fingers brushing mine. Small smiles exchanged, tiny touches that reminded me this marriage had roots deeper than one careless moment. Every now and then, I'd catch Lucas glancing our way, not with resentment, but with a humbled understanding. That dance had taught him a lesson without me saying much at all. After the crowd thinned and the music faded, Clara and I slipped outside onto the patio. The night air was cool, the city lights reflecting in her eyes. That was intense, she said, finally breaking the silence. "It was necessary," I said, my voice low. "I trust you, Clara, but I don't trust him." She nodded, not arguing. "I know. It was just an old friend, a memory." I got swept up. She looked down at her hands. "I'm sorry, Ethan. I never meant for you to feel like that." I reached out and took her hand. "I know," I said, and I truly did. But in that moment, I also knew that love isn't just about trust. It's about protecting what you've built, even from the smallest cracks. She squeezed my hand, a silent thank you passing between us. The night had started with a threat, a shadow falling over our unshakable bond. But it ended with a quiet strength, a reminder that some things are worth fighting for, even on a crowded dance floor. Our marriage wasn't effortless. It was a choice we made every day, and tonight, I had made mine loud and clear. Thank you for listening. If this story resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.